Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asar David Stephen Senesi. I am sixth semester student, BSc Honours Agriculture Extension, Section M. I'm currently doing a video on food security. Thank you. When we talk about food security is the measure of availability of food and individual ability to access it. According to United Nations Committee on World Food Security, food security is defined as a means that all people at all time have physical, social, economic, and access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their food preferences and dietary needs for an active and healthy life. The availability of food, irrespective of class, gender, or region, is another one. Secondly, when we talk about food security, we also have to talk about food measurement. Food security can be measured by calories to digest out to intake per person per day available on household. In general, the objective of food security indicators and measurement is to capture some of all the main components of food security in terms of food availability, accessibility, and utilization, adequacy, while availability are easier to estimate and therefore more popular accessibility to acquire the sufficient quality and quantity of food. The factors influencing household and food accessibility are often context specific. Several food measures has been developed to capture the access component of food security, with some notable examples developed by the USAID funded Food and Nutrition's Technical Assistant project collaborating with Cornell and Tufts University in Africa and the World Visions. These include household food insecurities, household dietary diversities, and household hunger scales. Now, the household food insecurity is the continuous measures of the degree of food insecurity in the household in previous months or years. Now, we look at the household dietary. The household dietary measures the numbers of different food groups consumed over a specific reference period. Household hunger scales measures the experience of household food deprivations, household hunger. That's the measure experience of household food based on set predictable reactions captured through survey and summarized in scales. Also, when we talk about food security, we also talk about the pillars of food security. Thus, the growth in food production has been rather greater than population growth. Food per person increased since 1961, data sourced Food of Agriculture Organization. Growth of world food supplies per capita. The WHO states that there are three pillars that determine food security: food availability, one, food access, and food used and misuse. The FAO add the fourth pillar, that the stability for the first three dimensions of food security over time. And 29, the World Summit on Food Security stated that the four pillars of food security are availability, access, utilizations, and stability. Now, let us take it one after the other to explain. When we talk about food availability relates to the supply of food through production, distributions, and exchange. Food production is determined by a variety of factors, include land ownership, end use, soil management, crop selections, breeding and management, livestock and management and harvesting. Crop production can be affected by change in rainfall and temperature. The use of land, water, and energy to grow food often competes with other uses which can affect food production. Land uses for agriculture can be used as urbanization or lost for desertifications of salinizations and soil erosions due to unsustainable agricultural practices. Crop production is not required for a country to achieve food security. Nations do not have the natural resources required to produce crops in order to achieve food security, as seen in examples of Japan's and Singapore's in the early 1970s. Because of food consumers outnumber productions in every country. Food must be distributed in different regions and nations. Food distributions involve the storage of processing, transport, packaging, and marketing. We'll look at also food chain infrastructure and the structured technologies on farms can be affect the amount of food wasted in distribution process. Port transport infrastructure can increase the price of supplying waters and food fertilizer as well as the price of moving food to national and global markets. Around the world, few individuals of households are continuously self-reliant for food. So this creates needs for a what? A bartering exchange of cash economy to acquire food. We'll look at the access in food security. Like, let's take for example, goats are important part of solutions for global food security because they are fairly low maintenance and easy to raise and farm. Food access refer to affordability and allocations of food, as well as the preferences of individuals and households. The United Nations Committee on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights noted that the causes of hunger and malnutrition are often not scarcity of food, but inability to access the availability of food, usually due to poverty. Citation needed. Poverty can be limited access to food and can also increase how vulnerable an individual or household is food price spike. Access depends on whether the household have enough income to purchase food at a prevailing price or has sufficient land and other resources to grow its own food. Households with enough resources can overcome unstable harvest and local food shortage and maintain their access to food. We also look at food stability in food security. Food stability refers to the ability to obtain food over time. That is, food insecurity can be transitory, seasonal, or chronic. In transitory, food insecurity may be unavailable during a certain period of time. At the food production level, natural disaster or drought result in crop failure and diseased food ability. Civil conflict can also be decreased access to food, instability in markets resulting in food price spikes can cause transitory food insecurity. Other factors can be temporarily caused food insecurity and loss of employment or productivity, which can be caused by illness. Seasonal food insecurity can result from regular pattern of growing seasonal in food production. Chronic or permanent food insecurity is defined as a long term of persistent lack of adequate food. In this case, households are constantly at risk of being unable to acquire food to meet the needs of all members. Chronic and transitory food insecurity are linked since the reoccurrence of transitory food security can make households more vulnerable to chronic food insecurity. Thank you very much. I remain Sir Davis Stevenson. This is my little video on food security worldwide. Thank you.